Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy PrimeTime Scott from the PrimeTime Thoughts podcast. Hey, thank you for clicking on to the podcast. Thank you for checking out the podcast. Thank you for clicking on. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for clicking onto the YouTube video. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast app, thank you for clicking for following and clicking on to the podcast. So, for this podcast episode with the title that you see right there, we're gonna be I'm gonna be giving you a preview and giving you a cover of a little bit of the the 2024 NBA draft. I was about to say 2K League, but no, we're not talking about 2K League. We're talking about the NBA draft. So that being said, like I said, I'm your host Zachary Scott. Let's get into it. So let's start off with the 2024 NBA draft. The 2024 NBA draft begins Wednesday in New York with the Atlanta Hawks on the clock holding the number 1 overall pick. There will be 58 total. I wrote a script on my phone, so if you guys are wondering why I'm looking like I'm reading off of something, I'm reading off my phone that I wrote a script for and stuff like that, because I had to think about my thoughts and stuff, and it's only just me, so I gotta plan stuff out. So I'm sorry if I'm not looking into the camera all the time. I'm gonna be looking into what I gotta hit my key points and stuff like that. Then I'm gonna be coming back. I'm sorry. Anyways, there will be 58 total selections over 2 rounds. It'll be held over 2 days. Two days, first time in history, in League NBA history. The big question marks for the heading into the draft: is there a consistent top pick? We'll get into that. Which teams you can see shake up the top 10? How will teams such as San Antonio Spurs use their multiple picks to build around their star, Victor Wembanyama? Will Bronny James, LeBron James Jr., be drafted, and during which round? So let's get into the first one. Where, when, and how to watch the draft. So, I personally will be having a live reaction to the NBA draft. It'll probably be me, maybe some of my friends will be sitting in the Discord, but there will be a live reaction. I'll be live streaming that on my YouTube channel. So make sure you go check out, like, comment, and subscribe. But make sure you subscribe to PrimeTime Scott 3. That's gonna be my YouTube channel. That's where you'll watch this podcast, and that's also where I'll be doing a live reaction of the NBA draft. It's going to be my first live reaction of anything, so hope come and tune in. Alright, so but round 1, and I'm only doing round 1 of a live reaction. We're only doing round 1 of the live reaction. Every round 2, go check out my Twitter. Like I said, links are going to be down below for all that stuff. So round 1 is going to be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern Time. ABC, ESPN, and ESPN Plus. Round 2 is going to be Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. ABC, ESPN, and ESPN Plus. Wednesday's round 1 will be in Barclays Center in Brooklyn, while Thursday's round 2 will be in ESPN's Seaport District studios in Manhattan. There will be some invited players there, stuff like that. So we will see some players get drafted and stuff across the stage. Hug the commissioner, hand dab, all that stuff. Grab their hat, do their little draft interviews and stuff. So we will see some players. What is the draft order? So there will be 58 picks this year, 1 through 30 on the first night, 31 through 58 in the second night. The Hawks won the NBA lottery for the first time since it began. The NBA lottery began in 1985, despite having a 3% odds of winning. This will be the 4th time that the Hawks had the top pick, but the first time since 1975. The San Antonio Spurs and the Portland Trail Blazers have the most picks. With 4 apiece. The San Antonio Spurs have 2 top 10 picks, being the number 4 and number 10 overall picks. But they have 2 second-round picks, being number 35 and number 48. The Portland Trail Blazers have 2 lottery picks, being the seventh overall and 14th overall picks in the first round, and they have two second round picks, being number 34 and number 40. The Brooklyn Nets are the only teams with no picks. The Philadelphia 76ers and the Phoenix Suns, I was about to say Mercury for a second, shout out to Mercury, were forced to forbid their second round picks for violating rules governing the timing of free agency discussions. The 76ers still have two picks, while the Suns have the first pick. One pick. So the top 14, the lottery picks. We have number 1, the Atlanta Hawks. Number 2, the Washington Wizards. Number 3, the Houston Rockets. Number 4, San Antonio Spurs. Number 5, Detroit Pistons. Number 6, Charlotte Hornets. Number 7, Portland Trail Blazers. Number 8, San Antonio Spurs. Number 9, Memphis Grizzlies. Number 10, Utah Jazz. Number 11, Chicago Bulls. I don't like the Chicago Bulls. Funny enough, my wife is a Chicago Bulls fan and also a Lakers fan. Yes, I know she frequently bandwagons and stuff like that. Me personally being a Miami Heat fan, but I grew up in New Orleans Pelicans, so that's why you see a New Orleans Pelicans stuff all around, because I don't have that much Heat stuff to begin with. But I am a Miami Heat fan. Anyways, that's besides the point. To the Bulls, to Boston. Whatever, we don't care about your damn championship. Nobody cares. Y'all won when most of the league was hurt anyway. Most of the star players were hurt anyway, so nobody cares. That's my recap of the NBA season. Number 12, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Number 13, Sacramento Kings. Number 14, Portland Trail Blazers. And yes, that was also my little rant about just a little bit, tiny little rant. So with this draft class, there's lack of star power at the top. Like previous drafts, there's no certainty that we will see an all-star. There's no certainty that we will see all-pro, all defense, all anything. What a lot of people, a lot of GMs, a lot of scouts, a lot of NBA analysts are saying that these are going to be a group of high-end role players, several prospects who are projected to be elite defenders. Others with questionable marks regarding their size, perimeter shooting, and readiness contained of the rest of the lottery. Outside of the top place, this is a normal draft, not unlike the 2023 draft and beyond. The top three, there's gonna be significant depth through the first and second into the second round. You also gotta be considered. There's gonna be a new cap and lottery tax apron rules that come into effect this summer, likely gonna cause a few trades during this draft. So we're gonna see a lot of trades. There's a lot of reports going on that Brandon Ingram, the New Orleans Pelicans star forward, might possibly be drafted during the draft with one of the stars from the Atlanta Hawks. So far, it looks like Atlanta, with the lack of star power, it still looks like Atlanta is going to keep the first overall pick, says their GM, Larry Fields. With the San Antonio Spurs, they're going to be drafting for more who's best available, not drafting for what they certainly need. And what they certainly need is they need backcourt depth, they need backcourt help, and they need shooting. They need perimeter shooting. But the San Antonio Spurs it looks like they're gonna be addressing the best available player approach, and they're just gonna see how things pan out, because there are a lot of teams would like to know what they're gonna do with that 4th and 8th pick. Are they gonna trade the 4th and 8th and try and get a star player and build that way to build players around Wemby, or are they gonna stick with the draft and just try and draft a high-end role player, try and draft somebody that might not bring an immediate impact, but eventually will bring an impact and help Wemby out? Victor Wembanyama. That's it. If I just keep saying Wemby, that's his nickname. As far as top prospects by skills, the best pick and roll finisher is Zach Ivey, the center from Purdue. I believe he was two-time National Player of the Year. Best ball handler is Rob Birmingham from point guard from Kentucky. And the best international player they say is Alex Sarr, a power forward, center 7'1" from Per. But they're also saying Nika Topin, a point guard from Red Star, Serbia, 6'7", 203 pound, looked to be a Luka Doncic type of build, type of player, but he also has a partially torn ACL, so you might see his draft stock go down a little bit because people are going to be worried about his injury. I said we were going to talk about Bronny, so let's get into it. So with this, if could we see Bronny getting drafted? Yes. If Bronny is drafted, there will be a mark the first time that a son has been drafted with their father still being in the active NBA. There has been 51 instances of father to son being selected in the NBA draft in the modern draft era, which would include a pair of last year's Howard and Jackson Davis. This draft, it will be the final draft in which the G League Ignite players will be selected. After it was announced that the team would shut down since founding in 2021, G League Ignited has had 10 players drafted, more than any college, country, or any other development program in that time. Duke has had 8, followed by 3 other colleges programs with 6: Gonzaga, Kentucky, and Michigan. So, my overall thoughts of the NBA draft so far is I think there's going to be a lot of trades. I think we see a lot of stars getting traded. I feel like the Pelicans are going to get involved in that mix. Miami might be involved in that mix. Chicago is definitely going to be involved because people are going to be looking at what are they going to be doing with Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, and a lot of other players that's on that Chicago roster. You're gonna see a lot of stars. You might see not stars, but you're gonna see a lot of good end players. Now a lot of good players that could make an immediate impact. They might get traded for either a draft pick or a future draft pick and stuff like that. This is the time. Also, we gotta consider that Paul George has to make a decision on if he's going to opt in or if he's going to test free agent waters. But he has to make that decision come Saturday. So we might get an update on that. We might get a lot of updates on free agency, guys re-signing and stuff like that, or guys just saying they're not going to opt in during the draft as well. So we got to be mindful of this future time. If you're an NBA fan, this is the time to get excited about the offseason. For Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A lot of things going to be excited about the NBA. So, with that being said, I'm not giving you guys a mock draft because it's going to be crazy. I feel like there's going to be a lot of trades. I feel like a lot of teams don't really know what they're going to be picking. A lot of teams are probably not going to be drafted because of what they need. More off of what potentially this guy could do for them in the future, right? So, with that being said, I don't want to give you guys a mock draft because you guys, this draft is gonna be crazy. This draft might be a little crazy. There's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of what ifs when it comes down to this draft. So, with that being said, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below who you guys think is going to be the first overall pick. Who you guys think Atlanta is gonna select with their first overall pick. Also, if you think Atlanta is gonna trade the pick, tell me who you think Atlanta is gonna trade that pick to and stuff like that. So let me know your thoughts and comments and stuff down below. With that being said, it's been your boy Zachariah Scott. Make sure you come check out my live stream of the draft tomorrow right here on YouTube, right here on the podcast on PrimeTime Scott 3. This is the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you come check out the live stream hopefully I get my boys come on with me, and we're gonna be talking in Discord and stuff like that. And if not, then I'll be just live streaming it. So with that being said, peace. Appreciate you guys checking out the YouTube, checking out wherever you listen to on your favorite podcast. Make sure you go back, listen to some previous podcast episodes. More coming down the line. Next, got some WNBA we could be talking about. More NBA, getting into some football. Hey, if you're looking to join the podcast with me, man, be a co-host with me, let me know. Let me know down below. I'm looking for a co-host. So if you ever thought about being a regular a co-host, being a regular on a podcast, let me know. More the merrier. So with that being said, peace, love y'all. See y'all tomorrow.